Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. You ever wonder what's the best budget smartphone of 2020 and 2021? Well, in this video I'm gonna be giving you the best mid-range phone of 2020 and 2021. Before we start the video, I wanna tell you guys that the videos or the phones are in no particular order. So if you have a different opinion, just let me know down in the comments and don't, just throw hate at me because everyone have to learn somehow. Without further ado, let's just get right into the video. Well, to start off, I want to tell you guys that these phones will make you ask you or other person why they spend more than 800 bucks on a phone. That's how good these phones are gonna be for under 500 bucks. So, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get into the video. To start with number 1, we got the Samsung A71. This one was released February 2020 with the Samsung S20 and the Samsung S20 Ultra. Yes, this phone was the beast, and this phone is still today one of the best mid-range phone of the years. Exactly. The reason why is because, well, the phone comes at a 6.7 inch with a rear camera from 64 megapixel. Autofocus is great, and a 32 megapixel front camera resolution can film to Ultra HD 4K 30 frames per second. The phone also comes with 6 GB of RAM, 128 GB of space. It can use memory card or memory extend card till 512 GB, which, if you guys know, that's a lot. The phone comes with two slots or two SIM slots and one micro SD slot, which is pretty good. The batteries is okay for day-to-day usage, although I won't do nothing heavy on this phone because the phone is not really built for that. On number 2, we got the Oneplus Nord, the phone that everyone was talking about. Literally everyone. If you search it on YouTube, you will find thousands of videos on it. The reason why this phone is so good is because the phone comes at a 6.4 inch AMOLED HD display, which is pretty nice with the colorful, and it's using a Snapdragon 756G, and the phone can use 5G on a budget phone that can use up 5G. I think that's why the phone is so good. So we're gonna keep going. The phone has two different sorts, one from 400 and one for 500 bucks. We're gonna be talking about the budget one, the 500 bucks one, but we can talk about both of them because they're both on the 500. But I am gonna be talking about the 400 one. If you want me to talk about the other sort or more expensive phone, just let me know down in the comments what your range is or what your budget is, and I will make a video separately for that one. So the $400 one has 8 GB of RAM and 128 GB of storage with a fast 30-watt charging, which most phones lack. The camera are okay with a 48 megapixel main camera and a 8 megapixel micro camera with a 32 megapixel front camera with a great autofocus. The phone can film up to 4K 30 frames per second, which is pretty good for a phone this price. I recommend this phone to someone who needs a budget phone that can do it all. Guys, trust me, OnePlus is known to be good phone, so if you need one, just check it out. At number 3, we got the Google Pixel 4a. The Google Pixel comes at $350 with a 5.8 inch AMOLED display, a Snapdragon 730G. The phone also has 6 GB of RAM, 120 GB of storage, and the cameras are great, especially the 12.2 MP rear camera and the 8 megapixel front camera. You also get the same camera as most of the most expensive Google phones get, like the one from last year or the Google Pixel 3. They're all the same camera. That means that this phone can take great photo at a low budget. To use the phone is because the phone is just 5.8 inch and I have big hands. Next, for our iPhone fans, we got the iPhone SE. Yes, iPhone SE. I know, right? You thought the iPhone mini? Nah, just listen to the specs. Coming in between 400 and 500 bucks with a 4.7 inch LCD display using the Apple newest A13 Bionic processor. You can get the phone with 64 GB, 128 GB, or 256 GB on storage. The phone has a great camera with a rear camera of 12 megapixel and 7 megapixel front camera. The iPhone SE 2020 is what happens when you make a cheap phone that isn't cheap. Exactly, mindfuck. For 400 bucks, this phone offers the same fast performance as the iPhone 11 and 11 Pro, thanks to the 13 or A13 Bionic processor, of course. And the same chips give the phone, the iPhone SE, a photography capability that most budget Android phones cannot compare to. So the photo on this phone is so good. With its 4.7-inch display, the iPhone SE is the best for those who need or prefer a smaller phone. But the screen is bright and colorful. That makes the phone still good. But the old and new iPhone SE is made from glass and aluminum, and the bezel on the sides are on the big side, so you have a big bezel, so the phone really feel like a block in your hands. But you still got a good camera, and the phone is still a good phone. So if you are an iPhone lover and you really want to use iPhone, you can look into that. For the last phone, for my favorite phone, and the reason why this one is my favorite phone is because it comes with a stick just like the Notes from Samsung. We're gonna be talking about the Motorola G Stylus. Yes, Motorola. I know you don't hear the name a lot, but trust me, this phone is great. Coming in around 300 bucks. The phone is 6.4 inch with an LCD display with a Snapdragon 665. Comes with a 4GB RAM and 128GB storage. This phone is just beautiful, and what makes the phone perfect is the camera. It comes with a 48 megapixel rear camera main, 60 megapixel ultra wide, and a 2 megapixel macro, 60 megapixel front camera, and just a beast battery. I don't think you can get a better deal on this phone, because this phone is literally the copycat of the Motorola Power. I mean, after all, they do have the same screen, the same size, and the same processor. Although the 6 Stylus comes with more storage and bigger main camera sensor. Well guys, this was my top 5. If you have a different top 5, I'll be happy to hear it down in the comments. Just let me know down in the comments, and if you want me to make a new video or another videos against phone with higher budget or lower budget, just let me know, and I will see you guys in the next one.